we're going to concentrate today on those tubs and bottles because what's really most important is they must be 100% clean, and that means even the labels taking off. We've been getting a lot of calls about, well, how do I get that label off? And if I should take the label off, I mean, if I don't want to bother. Well, a lot of people shouldn't feel too terribly bad for disposing of them if they can't get the label off, but I have some great tips as to how it can be done fairly easily.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, let's
so
take a
here's an
closer
example.
look.
Let's take a look at this example. Here's a cottage cheese carton, and you notice when I try to scrape at what looks like a label, you don't really hear anything. But if you take your finger and scrape, you can definitely hear something there. So you go ahead and try, and you notice, hey, that's not so bad. So if I go real slow, I probably won't have any problem with that. Slow down if you start seeing something remain.
Yeah.
What's amazing is that lots of products that actually look printed on are in fact labels.
Oh, wow.
So you gotta go to where it looks like, you know, at the bottom is a good place, and then you find where, oh, there's the seam. It's really easy once you find the edge, okay? But there's some that are more difficult than others. Here we have a Chobani. I just can't find. I've tried and tried and tried. I can't find a seam to pull up on. So, but there's this other brand of Chobanis a friend of mine brought to me, and she can tell there's something there. And what it is on the bottom, you find that there is it's a wrap label. And so you can take it off that way. So these all seem to be plastic labels, and the newer plastic labels are rather easy. They've been doing some good stuff. That one, again, is a plastic one. It's easy. Now, when it's a paper label, like this vitamin bottle, and it was really hard to take off, but this has been soaking for a few minutes in boiling water, and it's coming off. It's if you soak it for longer, it'll come off better. Another way is to slather it with old oil that you're not going to use for cooking and let it sit overnight. This has been sitting overnight, and in the morning, look at how easily it's coming off. The other method is actually with a hairdryer. If you have a hairdryer with a hot temperature, you can get this hot enough to soften the adhesive, and it should also come off. Now, ideally, you would then, since there's a lot of adhesive left here, you'd take some of this oil that you put on and rub it on there and let it sit for a minute, and then come back with a scrub brush.
And when it comes to the labels, do you need to make sure that you get all the glue off? Is it bad if any glue is left on the container?
I'd say the very best thing is to get all the glue off and go ahead and give it a sudsy wash again. Definitely no oil or grease. A slight residue of adhesive, it's probably not the end of the world, but not everything. It's pretty important to have it clean. It's much more important to have it clean. So, we're not saying it's all easy, but we are saying the labels have to come off. So if you're not going to take the labels off, go ahead and throw it away or save it and reuse it. Look how handy this could be as some other tool, container for something. So don't forget reuse in all this.
What is the problem with the labels? How does that stop the recycling process?
If there's pieces of paper, if there's a foreign type of plastic in that, the manufacturer that bought it is going to have problems making a pure product of their own. That's the foundation of recycling.